Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to part 6 of pool opening 2024, adding chlorine tabs to an automatic chlorinator. This is a Hayward Automatic Chlorinator. What's the model number? I don't know. The label's worn off. It's old. It's like 20 years old. This is Hayward still. Chlorine Feeder. Hayward Pool Products Incorporated. Great. You put chlorine in it. If you remember from part 4 of this series, when we tested everything out, it was leaking. She came back around. There's some residual drippity drips, but it was coming down over here. It was leaking from that. This fitting was leaking. It's just whatever residual stuff that hasn't dried up yet. That's about it. That's still leaking there. That was expected because the housing is cracked on that pump, but oh well, whatever. We're getting there. One of these years they'll break too bad and then I'll have to be fixed, but for now it could leak a little bit and it's alright. Alright, we got to add chlorine here. So here's the deal. You got to turn it off. If you try to open this thing while it's on and you're successful, you're taking a shower. Probably twice, because it'll give you one and then you're going to say, oh God, chlorine! And then you're taking another one. I'm going to shut my solar down because I don't need it anymore. We'll make sure that closes there. So we don't need it on just yet. We also don't have the sun for it, so what's the big deal? Another reason we're standing here just BSing is I want to let this drain down. You got to let this drain down a minute. You still hear water. No, you hear the planes going by. There's so many planes. When we get close to Memorial Day weekend, there's so many planes here because we have an air show. But it's like a week away, so I don't know why they're here now. I think it's bad now. It's going to be even worse a week from now. Okay, she's drained down enough. There is allegedly some sort of tool that fits over all these nubbins and that and gives you a handle where you could just... I don't have that. What do I have? I got my hands. And that should be all you need. Sometimes, if you're really strong, you can do it with one hand. But do it with two. Make it a lot easier. If you only have one hand, there's a thing called a strap wrench. Rubber strap will go around that, and that'll kind of give you the same idea. But we're just going to grab the whole thing and just give her a twist. Yeah, she's a little rough around the edges. She's going. There we go. Still gurgling in that. Alright, so now we're going to get some chlorine tabs. Okay, we're all set. We have chlorine tabs. Let's talk for a minute about chlorine tabs. Years ago, these used to be thicker. Like this way thicker. Not that much. Just a little thicker. But because of shrinkflation, this is what you get today. The price is also way high. We had during the pandemic a factory in Louisiana burned down or something. There's conspiracy theorists that say, oh, they did that deliberately just to hurt pool owners. They should be penalized in this world. Why? It doesn't make sense, exactly. So if you believe that, stop believing it. Something happened and it was a fire and it burned down. I don't know what it was. Doesn't matter. They didn't want that to happen. But it did. And they put out about 33% of the U.S.'s chlorine tab production. We didn't have that. So the prices shot up. And for a big bucket of this stuff, I was paying something like $160 and it jumped to $250. It's crept back down, actually. Last I saw it was $2.19, which is still way high, but today's prices, I mean, it's through the fucking roof, okay? Doesn't matter anymore. We've given up on all of it at this point in this country. Prices are just astronomical, and if you don't like it, they'll raise the price more. So just get your wallet out, and when you're broke, oh well, that was a fun ride. I don't know what else to tell you because nobody's helping the country, but we're not talking politics here, we're talking chlorine. Okay, these come in little plastic bags. Don't touch the chlorine. It's poison. It's bad for you. Okay, here's what you don't want to do. You don't want to open this up and say, ooh, good, a breath mint. Don't do that. Okay, this is bad. We're going to open this up. Now, you got a couple options here. First thing is, sometimes you get lucky and the little packet opens like that. And now you can just drop it in and hold on to the plastic. Now, here's another thing that you should actually heed. This is a blue shirt. This is chlorine. That's bad. Don't do that. I can't tell you how many years old this shirt is, but it hasn't hit me yet. There's going to be the day where it does. That's how we do it. Yes, I am littering in my own backyard, but don't worry, folks. I'm going to be picking it up in just a minute. Let me make sure you're in on the Chlorinator somewhere, because I think I had to adjust the camerator. I think you see it somewhere. It's in the picture somewhere. I don't know where, but it's one of these things here. Let's try that again. Oh yeah, we got her. And now we can just sort of take a step back as we drop it in. So don't eat the stuff. Don't lick the stuff. Now if you happen to touch it, oh no! Don't lick your fingers, that's bad. Okay? It doesn't burn, it doesn't hurt, but you don't want to leave it there. So wash your hands after. That's all there is to it. Wash them good. Because the chlorine, actually what it does is it emulsifies the fats in your skin. And that's why if you've ever used a chlorine spray cleaner like Clorox Cleanup and sprayed it on your hands get like greasy. That's the fat in your skin getting emulsified. So we got 3. There's 4. Here's 5. You people are going to say, how many do I put in? How do I know? I don't know. I don't know how many to put in. I don't have your pool. But for this one, I put in 6. Whoops. That one's a little crumbly. But it's alright. Them little pieces that went on the lawn, well, you know something? Paid for them, so let's stick with it. What's the worst that's going to happen? You just get your money's worth. Okay, good. I miscounted, and I brought a 7th one. Would it be wise to put it in now? Probably. Am I going to waste it? No, they're too expensive. 6 is what I've always done, and that's fine. Let's take a look at the other side. It's got a dial on it. Where do you want that dial? How much do you want? All of it. That dial has been on full all the way since I moved in the house. Is that right? I don't know, but it seems to work for me because just about every week when I do my weekly pool maintenance, I open that cover up and there's either just little slivers of tabs left or they're just all gone. And that changes throughout the season depending on temperature and stuff like that. So basically the rule of thumb is here, crank it. Put in 6 tabs. For my pool, you're going to have to experiment to see what works for yours. But 6 is probably a good rule of thumb if this is the kind of chlorinator you have. Others, I can only show you what I got. But this is what's been working. Keep it on full blast and just let her go. 6 tabs a week. And just keep carrying on. Okay, now we got to put the cover back on. You can screw this up, so don't. That's all there was to that. Okay. Put this on. Sometimes it's not going to seat right, and it's not going to want to screw in. You want to make sure it does. How do you know? If you feel it getting tight too soon, it's probably wrong. Take a second, take it off, put it back. That's all. I can feel right now that that is seated properly and in there. Something else that sometimes happens, the inside of this, and we got to remember this thing's about 20 years old, so it's really beat up. Okay? Here, let's do this. You can take this top off. See that? That's right, that slot. Put a coin in there. And when you do that, a couple things here. First of all, there's a little notch in here. So when you put this back, put that over it. So just get that lined up right about there. Good. And stick a coin in that. And then you could twiddle this piece right here. It spins around because they're all bolted together good. But you could hold the head of that and tighten it up, because otherwise it's not going to make a good seal. That really is all there is to it. Make sure it's seated down, and now you screw it on. It's a little rough sounding, so putting some pool lube on there is probably a good idea. Not yet. Maybe next time that I do this, I'll put some on, but it's okay for now. So here's the deal. It's tight-ish. It's getting tight. It gets snug. But no good. You can't just be able to unscrew it. So we're going to go a little more. Not quite there. So what you have to do is get it about as tight as you can with one hand. And then we're just going to give it, that's it. Just that little bit more. You see? That was maybe about 1/8 of a turn. Now with the one hand, just barely. Okay, that's how tight you want it. Not super tight, just there. And that should be enough. And guess what? If it doesn't leak, when we turn it back on, you're good. Now, we don't have everything up and running, so we got to wait for the pump to catch prime because we don't have enough water going in it. It's got to suck everything up. It's going to go. She's going to go, but we got to wait just a minute. She's going. She's picking up. Come on, girl. She's drained down quite a bit, but she'll go. And this is only because we don't have the filter, we don't have the skimmers, all the rest. Come on, girl. She's going. There she goes. She's picking up. Come on. She's getting slower in her old age, man. Taking a while. But this all drained down because I had the solar open. That drained all the way out. This is bad for it. It's really taken a long time this year. But she'll go. Once it purges that air. See how the sound changes? There you go. Okay, now this might be bouncing around a bit, which means there's air going through. The jets on the pool are just picking up, just barely, and just squirting some stuff. Okay, I think we're running good enough at this point. Oh, good, it's leaking. Thought we solved that. Well, there was one little drop that fell. I don't know quite where it was from. I didn't see. But the top is not, it's not gushing out from the top, is really the main thing. So I gotta clean that stuff up, because that doesn't belong on my lawn. Just like the duct tape from when I hooked everything up. So I gotta pick all that up and throw it out and be responsible. Especially because it's my own property, you know. So I'll do that, and that is all I officially can do for right now. There is absolutely nothing else that I can do at this point in time until we get enough water in the pool. That is going to take days. Folks, this was all, everything you've seen from part 1 through this part was all done in rapid succession in one day. I've had enough for the day. So I'm going to let this chooch for the rest of the evening. It should shut off. I think I have the time set approximately right. So it's going to go off at later o'clock somewhere like it's supposed to. And then it'll fire back up in the morning. I'll tweak the time before I go in. I'm going to leave the water running, the hose on, to fill the pool up. But this is a vinyl lined pool. You saw in earlier parts of the series where I banged the corners in. You don't want that to pop out. And if you keep the pool filling for a constant amount of time, just like overnight, I'll just let it run. Well, it's going to take days, so don't do that. It's going to pop out on you, probably, and then you're going to have a big problem. If you do, put your tails between your legs, and leave me a comment, and I'll tell you what you can try, and hopefully you'll be successful. Been there, done that. I've learned from experience over the last 17 years taking care of this pool. I've made plenty of mistakes, folks, and now I'm here to give you the truth about what I've learned taking care of a pool for all these many years. There is a lot of BS in the market as far as what the pool place is going to tell you, the pool companies are going to tell you, and the chemical companies, and a lot of other videos that you're going to see on YouTube. There's a lot of false information out there, or not necessarily false, but not the best information. I can't guarantee you that this is the best information either. But what I can tell you is it's worked for the last 17 years, and it's worked well. Anyway, that's all I got. Stay tuned for a lot more. I got a couple days before I'll be back with the pool. You're going to see that right in rapid succession because that's how the videos go. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Make sure you click like, make sure you click subscribe, and take care. We'll see you next time in part 7. What's that? I don't know yet. We'll find out. Might be opening the skimmers, but I don't know. We'll find out when we get there. All right, take care.